There's a sighting in the northwestern province of mainland China. The Bactrian camels, so some of them were wild camels. There was one that was a baby wild camel, and it was unfortunately it was that baby camel was apparently killed by two large, what they call dragons in that area, but they didn't have the long tails that we think of usually with the dragons of China. But there seemed to be pterodactyls, pterosaurs. It was a number of weeks ago that I got this email from a man who'd been in China. This in 2007, this is quoting, in 2007 while traveling in Xinjiang, China, near Urumqi, saw two large pterosaurs on the highway in front of the vehicle I was traveling in. The two creatures were eating what appeared to be a wild baby camel. And this is not all desert. The person that's reporting this to me was the only foreigner, non-Chinese person there. They pushed off with their front limbs and turned into wings. So apparently they didn't notice the wings until they pushed up and flew up into the air. And then the wings took over. Quote, with one or two swoops of the wings, they easily cleared the fences and flew away. The wingspan in both was more than 20 feet, and they stood about 5.5 to 6.5 feet tall. There was not a tail present, and I find that interesting. We usually think of dragons in China as being long-tailed, but apparently this is the exception. As far as I recall offhand, this is the first time I've gotten a direct email or other communication from an eyewitness whose sighting was in China. Let's get into more of what he actually said. When we got to our destination, we waited for an APC with troops that showed up with machine guns that immediately started looking to the sky, and one of them motioned for us to go into the restaurant. While in the restaurant, I and my interpreter asked about what we saw, and the local people said, these dragons will carry off children and goats and even adults if not careful. The soldiers in the APC followed us back to Urumqi till we exited to the city. A side note, the soldiers were very nervous. According to the locals, a baby camel is about 400 pounds. It's a big baby. So that was quite a meal for those two flying creatures, which I believe were actually living pterosaurs. According to the last 20 years of all the reports I've received from all over the world, hundreds of reports.